April, week 2, language, 3rd grade, lesson 3, proverbs. A proverb is a simple saying. It's well known and often repeated. It expresses a truth based on common sense. Common sense comes from experience. One more thing about proverbs. They often use metaphors. What is a metaphor? If you compare something to something else without using like, that's a metaphor. For example, the aspen grove glittered in the fall sunlight, a treasure trove of gold. A simile does the same thing except you use like or as. Here's an example. The aspen grove glittered in the fall sunlight like a treasure trove of gold. So what's the only difference?
It has light.
Yeah, the metaphor does not have like. Okay, the simile does. Read 2 different fables from Aesop's fables. Read the morals at the end. Many of the morals from fables have become proverbs. So we're actually going to skip that and go straight to proverbs because you all know Aesop's fables and you all know about the morals at the end. We talked about that. Read 5 or 6 proverbs and their meanings. Make sure that you understand them. If you don't, discuss them with a friend or get help. So you can catch more with honey than you can with vinegar. That's one. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Well begun is half done. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Honesty is the best policy. The ways of the foolish seem right to them, but the wise listen to advice. Hatred stirs up dissension, but love covers all wrongs. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Where there's muck, there's brass. Do not boast about tomorrow if you do not know what a day may bring. Speak softly and carry a big stick. A stitch in time saves 9. Haste makes waste. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Silas, which one would you pick? Okay, do you have one more that you would pick? Okay. Griffin, which one would you pick? Oh, Reuben, which one would you pick?
This one.
What's that? You can't. You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Yeah, that one's funny. I like that one a lot. It's very funny. So Griffin, you can pick 2 while Reuben's picking, and then you pick your other one. And which one you've got? A rolling stone gathers no moss. What's your second one, Reuben?
Don't boast about tomorrow if you do not know what a day may bring.
Good. Okay. And what's that one? Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Okay. So now you each have 2. Go ahead and we'll take turns reading them out loud, and we'll start with Silas. Pick one of yours and read the whole thing, and go ahead and read it as loud as you can. Come as close, pretty close to the device. Okay, go. Nice and loud, including the top part.
Some are born great, and some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Meaning, some people are lucky and get born with great qualities. Some people work hard and at being great and get there in the end. Lastly, some people just end up in a situation where they have to make certain decisions, and those decisions lead to greatness.
Okay. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Some people are born with great qualities. Like other people work really hard at becoming great and eventually do become great. And finally, there's people that just end up in a situation where they have to do something, like those firefighters that ran up into the Twin Towers, right? And so that in the situation, that makes them great. Okay. All right. Let's go to Griffin.
Wait, he didn't read 2.
Yeah, we're gonna do one each, and then go ahead and pull that mask down a little. Good job.
A rolling stone gathers no moss.
Meaning,
A rolling stone refers to someone who can't settle down. That means it is hard for them to provide for others, to nurture life. The moss represents life.
Okay, do you guys get that? So he said the moss represents life. If a stone keeps rolling, is it ever gonna end up with moss?
No.
No. And so people who are constantly bouncing from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, can they plant seeds, nurture fields, build a good house, take care of other people?
No.
No. Right? And some people are like that. Yeah, you can. Some people are like that. Some people just keep bouncing, and it's okay. But it just
like
means
my
they're.
pogo stick.
It means that they're not gonna probably be able to take care of others. Take care of life.
I can do both of those. I can calm down and bounce.
Ruben, let's have you read one of yours.
Do not boast about tomorrow if you do not know what a day may bring. Meaning, don't brag about what you think you can do. You never know what might happen.
Okay, so a lot of people brag, oh, I could do that, right? But unless it's happening right now, you don't know. Okay, so you shouldn't brag about, you should just maybe dare to dream, right? Nothing wrong with dreaming. But bragging about something that you haven't already done, not a good idea.
No.
Let's go back to Silas. Nice and loud.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Meaning, if you take away laws, it gives people who are already powerful a lot more power in the end. They have all the power and you have none.
Okay, so laws are usually in place to protect everybody,
People.
right?
Everybody.
If you start taking the laws away, people lose that protection.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon, whoever's in charge is in charge of everything. That's what that's talking about.
Yeah.
Griffin, can you read your second one?
Yep. Genius is 1%. Inspiration and 99% perspiration. Meaning, hard work and effort will pay off a lot more than just talent, in the words of Thomas Edison. I never did anything worth doing by accident, nor did any of my inventions come by accident. They came by work.
Okay, so who was Thomas Edison?
President?
No.
That's
Yes, that was Thomas
The
Jefferson.
person who made the light bulb.
The person who invented light bulbs, okay? And what he's saying is nothing that he invented came just he just had this magical idea. It was hard work. He tried and tried and tried and tried and tried.
And finally got it right.
Finally
He
got it
actually
right.
tried every single wood in the world to see which wood would actually.
Yep, and it ended up not being wood at all, right? It ended up being hair.
No.
He used hair.
No. He used bamboo at first, and then he made onto hail.
Yeah.
And then he went to metal.
Right.
So that was before he was after he was.
Okay, let's go to our last one.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Meaning,
Wait a minute. Excuse me. We're in a lesson and it's being recorded and I can't hear anything. Please, Okay, start again.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Meaning, you might have the best idea, you might know it's great, and you might be able to prove that it will work for others too. But that doesn't mean that others will accept it.
And that's very frustrating, right? You have this wonderful idea. You know it's going to work. You prove it's going to work. It works for others. It's probably going to make their lives better, but you can't force them to accept that. You cannot. All right. So like the horse, you can lead a horse to water, but good luck. He might not drink. Okay. So we did number 2, so let's go to number 3. Write a fable of your own to go with one of the proverbs. Make sure your fable has characters, which are usually animals, whose story shows the meaning of the proverb. Number 4, there's an example on the back. But please, stop. Think about the proverb you picked. Develop a story to go with it. Be creative. Don't forget to make a plan. And then it says the teacher will help you to plan. Use the plan for your written response. Let's go ahead and read the one on the back. And example. This is what you could write for absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yes. All right. That's the one that Silas picked. One of them. Ready? A guinea pig told the rest of the group to only go out at night for safety. So they did. Then he told them to only go 10 feet from the burrow. So they did. Next, he said to stay in the burrow. So they did. He explained that only a few, his friends, could go out to get food for safety. Finally, he said to stay in the deepest part of the burrow. So they did. They got weak from not getting any exercise, and because they had to rely on the few chosen ones for food. They had given up their own power. The guinea pig who had taken all their power could now do whatever he wanted. They were too weak and powerless to stop him. He ordered them to weave baskets from the grasses that they used to make nests for their babies from. He sold the baskets to some monkeys so that they could carry bunches of nuts and fruits at a time. In return, the monkeys paid him with lots of treats, even a soccer ball that they had stolen from some village kids nearby. The willow nibblers, he called them guinea nibs or nibs for short, got just enough food to survive on and never got to go outside. Meanwhile, the guinea boss ate all the fruits and nuts that he wanted and got to visit the jungle canopy on the back of a monkey. Moral: absolute power corrupts absolutely.
So can I just write all of this?
Did you notice the metaphors? Obviously, the guinea pigs and the monkeys could represent two different groups of people. In real life, guinea pigs are harmless, gentle little animals, so they might represent farmers, right? Are farmers mostly gentle people? Yeah, right? Monkeys might be symbols of pirates swooping down from the thickets, grabbing what they want, and then disappearing back into the shroud of leaves from where they came. The nuts and fruit symbolize money. The visit to the jungle canopy could represent a trip to Paris or something, a fancy trip that the big guinea pig leader got to go on.
Can I just write all of this?
So what do you guys think? Did that go well with absolute power corrupts absolutely?
Yes.
Let's pick one of yours. Reuben. You want us to, okay? Let's talk to Silas and Griffin. What do you guys think? You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. Yeah? You up for that? Silas, you up for that? Which one would you rather do? We shouldn't do absolute, power corrupts absolute because, Oh, what's that one? Let's see.
Same one.
No, that one just... Some are born great, some achieve greatness, some have greatness thrust upon them. Okay, we're going to take a vote. We've got, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Or, some are born great, some achieve greatness, some have greatness thrust upon them. You can only vote for one. Who votes for, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink? Who votes for, some are great, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them? Okay, we're going to go with this one. Just so you know, this is a wonderful one, but it would require more characters. It would be a longer story.
I would just like this.
Do you want to go try it? Or do you want to just plan with me this one? Because I'm not going to do both. Okay, you want to stay here and do with me? Okay. So who's our main character going to be? Remember, it's usually animals.
A baby wolf.
A wolf. Okay. So, somewhere in your composition book. And who's going to try and give that baby wolf a new opportunity or experience or something that's actually good for him?
A coyote.
A coyote? Do they usually coyotes try to trick though. I think we should pick an animal that would really want to help the wolf.
How about
I guess we
a
could do
scientist, a little worm that's a scientist?
a worm that's a scientist. I mean, we could do the coyote if you want.
No, coyotes are usually kind of like tricky. Like
Yeah, they're usually tricksters, so I think
This could be a different one.
a different, okay, a nice coyote. Let's do it. Let's do the nice coyote. All right? Sin, I'm going to go with his,
Okay.
only because
I'm
you got to
fine.
choose.
I'm
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Good. I'm glad you're okay with it. So this is number one, main idea. Okay. Number two, kind coyote.
Yeah.
Is a coyote like the same thing as a coyote?
That's just different people say it different ways. I'm going to put a number two by that. Okay, so what would the coyote show the baby wolf? Can I give you guys an idea? Did you guys know that coyotes eat food that's already dead?
Oh.
They're scavengers, whereas wolves don't.
Oh yeah.
you
It
wanna
could be
do-
like he could say like you might want to just
Try.
try eating just dead things instead of wasting your energy hunting.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's no food around. Maybe the baby wolf is having a hard time finding anything to hunt. What do you guys think? Maybe there's like a drought?
Yeah.
Should we put that?
Yeah. Drought.
Wait, no, there's too much water and it drowns everything.
Oh, so there's been a flood.
Yes, there's like a flood.
Why is a wolf with a coyote?
Well,
Coyote.
that's part of what makes it a fable. It's not necessarily going to be super true to real life, okay? So there's been a flood. And
He's living on a high mountain.
the wolf, or both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
Okay. So they're okay.
But most of the other animals were down there and they drowned.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna. How do you write G-Rex? I'm gonna do the one up.
what Reuben said is most of the prey is drowned, is dead. So, quickest way to write that is most prey equals, should we write drowned or dead?
Probably just, let's just do drowned.
And do you guys know the word for prey that's already dead? It starts with ca. Carrion. Carrion. Vultures are always eating carrion, right? They can smell it. They have
Yeah.
really good sense of smell.
You just taught me that word. I've never heard it.
Have you heard that word, Ruben? Carrion? But you've all heard of scavengers, right?
Yeah.
Scavengers eat carrion. Okay. So
You're actually way better.
what does the coyote do? He mentions carrion. He tells the baby wolf about carrion.
He mentioned but don't.
Interesting word, carrion. Okay. You think it's like carry-on luggage, right? Sounds almost the same. And then remember, this is going to go with you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So what's that baby wolf going to do? He's going to refuse. He's going to go hungry. I'm just going to write BW for baby wolf.
I'll teach you W1 and then put it next to it.
I'm making it
Okay.
easier.
And I wrote BW, and then I wrote no, and then I wrote goes hungry. And that's it. That's our story. What would you put at the very end?
Like maybe he says, like once he figures out, he could say like yes.
We don't
He
know.
would try it, and then he's just like,
He might, but he might not. Remember, Reuben, you know what we're putting at the end, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Sometimes people just don't want to help themselves. So down at the very end, you would write the moral. And I'm just going to write you can lead. And I'm going to go dot, dot, dot.
I'm just seeing what this is. No, I'm not. I'm going to level 1.
So usually, when you run into that problem, because trust me, people do run into there's a reason this is a problem. People have run into this problem. What can you do? What's one of the best ways to get people to listen to you?
I don't know.
Give it time. Establish trust. Okay? The silliest thing you can do is just, with someone that you barely know, say to them, hey, so you know, if you dig a well over here, there's a strata of rock that it's a porous sandstone, and you might be able to receive 33 cubic centimeters of water per second. Do you think anybody's going to listen to you if you do that? No. Right? You have to get to know them. They're going to be like, yeah.
I heard you now. Shut up.
They're going to be like,
Oh,
we've been doing it this way for hundreds of years, and we walked 6 miles to get water, and it's good for our backs because we have to carry it on our heads. Well, it's actually going to probably wear your body out, you know, but they're going to be like, oh, you know, they want to get to know you. They want to know if you're trustworthy.
Yeah.
So,
And like maybe the first person who invented like tile roofs, like instead of the straw, they were just like, hey, you might need a tile roof like this one.
you know, that's a great, so Ruben, probably the first person who invented tile roofs, right? What did those tiles get made out of? Clay, right? Probably the first people who tried to tell about it were like, dude, don't you know that if clay gets wet, it just turns all mushy and heavy and slides off? They probably thought he was crazy, right? So he probably had to put those tile roofs on his own house, let a few years go by, and then show everybody, hey, that's those tiles I put on there 10 years ago. And then everybody be like, oh, right? So usually you have to get to know people and maybe teach them through example. Maybe if that coyote had like said to the baby wolf, hey, do you want to hang out? Let's go on a walk every day. And then if the coyote had eaten something that was already dead, the baby wolf would notice. And the baby wolf would be like, And then maybe the next day if the coyote did it again, you know, that's often a better way to do stuff than to just tell someone. So let's put number 8 for this last part. That's where you're going to sort of wrap everything up. Okay? And this counts for all your language for today. And then when you turn this into an actual written story, that's language 4. That's going to be language 4. This counts for language 3.
Do I have to do that one?
No, if you want to do a plan for a different one, you can.